Hi there, I'm Roxane and I am the Art Quilters coach. And I'm here today to talk about the 5 stages in an art quilter's development. And hopefully you'll be able to see yourself in one of these stages. And I'm all about helping quilters to make their own original, amazing art quilts. So I'm going to tell you what the 5 stages are. So here I go. So stage 1 is what I call awe and wonder. At this stage, everything about quilting is exciting. You buy all the new books and magazines. You're constantly looking at art quilts online, maybe on Facebook and Pinterest and other artists' websites. You buy fabric at about every town you happen to go into. You collect tools and gadgets and all kinds of supplies, and not only fabric, but you may also invest in your first, what I call, real sewing machine. You join art quilters groups and guilds, and you're just game to try anything. You don't really understand how or why an art quilt is powerful or well designed. You just know you like it and you want to make more work like that. Which leads to stage 2. So in stage 2, you are all about technique, and that's what I call this stage. Technique, technique, technique. Learning all the cool stuff. Taking classes at shows and stores, quilting stores and guilds, and shopping for embellishments and beads and paints and threads and all different kinds of surface design stuff. You may want to try stamping and all kinds of other interesting stuff. Experimentation is the hallmark of this stage, and really trying to figure out how stuff is made. You're all about learning your craftsmanship and your preferred method of making art quilts. At this stage I was trying just about everything in the kitchen sink and just learning what ways that I really enjoyed working. So now we've arrived at stage 3, which is what I call make, show, and tell. You're really into the production phase here. You're starting to make more and more work. You may be giving away a lot of it, but you're still making a lot. You're taking more classes with more serious, maybe well-known art quilters, longer workshops, maybe like Quilt Surface Design Symposium in Ohio or some of the other quilting retreats. You're definitely entering quilt shows by now, and maybe some challenges too, and asking for critical feedback. And by now you have at least one high-end machine and a studio or space in your home dedicated to your art quilting. You may have begun starting to work in a certain way, but you still don't know if you've quite found your voice. You are making some original pieces, but you are somewhat frustrated with the design process. Your compositions are hit and miss. You don't know how to fix a design problem when it's not working, but at least you know something isn't working. Which brings me to stage 4. So now you're in stage 4. And this is where I really, at least in my development, began to find my voice as an art quilter. You really start to work on design and composition by maybe some self-teaching from books and magazines, but you're still definitely taking classes that are maybe more focused on design and composition. You begin to recognize the elements of good, strong composition and design, and you ask other artists you admire to critique your work. You're entering more shows, and maybe you're getting some wins or some positive feedback from the judges. Your craftsmanship has really advanced, and at this stage, acquiring all that stuff is becoming less important. It's really more about the quality of the work and beginning to enter a more professional arena, maybe starting to investigate selling your work at various venues and definitely showing your work as much as you can. And now on to stage 5. Okay, stage 5 is all about mastery and sharing. At this point, you know what you like, you know where you are, and you can design a strong, well-balanced art quilt. You can analyze what's not working and what is, and you're probably working in, if not one, at least several series and exhibiting your work. Perhaps you're teaching other art quilters or other quilters, and you may be writing a book or making how-to videos or selling your work. You probably have a website and or a blog that talks about your process. At this point, you're really in full awareness of what works and what doesn't work about your imagery, your craftsmanship, your design process, and you've mastered it by practicing, making, and also by teaching. And so these are the 5 stages that I've been able to identify. It's pretty organic. It's not like, oh, now I've finished with stage 1 and I'm ready to move on to stage 2. There are elements of certain stages, they kind of overlap quite a bit, but in general, this was my trajectory, and I just wanted to share it with you, and I hope you found it valuable. Okay, so I'd love to hear from you all, and I invite you to comment about what stage you think you are in. Like I said, this is somewhat organic, and you may be straddling several different stages, but if you want to talk with me further about where you are in your process, just email me to schedule your free 30-minute Get Creative call. I'd be happy to help you. That's it for now. Thanks for listening.